Hello there, you guys. Welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just gonna be officially updating current latest news. So basically, I've just done a recent video, not just like 5 or 10 minutes ago, but some more things is currently updated in the media. But there's lots of things to discuss about on this video today. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe, as always. But the first topic of the development is regarding Marcus Rashford. Reportedly now, Manchester United are reportedly Rashford about potentially, getting him a new long-term contract term at the club. Reportedly, if we can get him Marcus Rashford to this new long-term deal, we are set to double his current wages. Well, we're setting to offer him more. We're setting to offer him more than double wages. As I currently said, his current contract does end in 2020 with Manchester United. With an option of a further year. He's currently earning around £60,000 a week, is it, or something like that? But this new deal, Manchester United are preparing to offer him around £150,000 a week for him to commit to a new long-term deal at the club, as I currently said. Reports today have been coming out of Sky Sports and all that reportedly Manchester United are in contract talks with Marcus Rashford, because obviously we've still got to address contract renewals, as I currently said, because there's quite a lot of players, come and tender the deals, as I currently said. Obviously, we do expect players, to leave Manchester United in the summer, as that's confirmed. They expect 3 or 4 to leave in the summer, 3 or 4 to come in the summer, as I currently said, because obviously I do see some experienced players leaving Manchester United in the summer. We've obviously got quite a few aging up players as well, but obviously I do expect us to get some players in the summer, because reportedly Manchester United are going to get around the £200 million spending spree to spend in the summer, and I think the owners, who are currently the Glazers, are going to give us around £200 million to spend in the current summer, as I currently said. Obviously, we're still in the search, of hiring a director of footballer to come into the club, and obviously I think it still remains Pochettino is our number one, to recommending to come in at the end of the season on a full-time basis as manager, as he currently said. But we know, obviously now we know that Anthony Martial has obviously committed to a new 5-year deal at the club with an option of a further year, and his current new wages move for him in the summer. It did say reportedly Real Madrid are offering willing to offer him around £100 million, plus offer him around £200,000 a week in wages, reportedly, as it did currently say. But I think Rashford's very, very happy with Manchester United, to be quite honest with you. He's in fantastic form. He scored 6 goals in his last 8 games as Marcus Rashford, scoring against Leicester in his 100th Premier League appearance, which was very, very good to see as well. And lovely, fantastic assist it was from Paul Pogba as well. But the touch and the technique and the composure of the finish was just absolutely fantastic from Marcus Rashford. And of course, he's been a Manchester United player since the age of 7. He's progressed up the ranks fantastically well. He's risen up the ranks, as I currently said, and he's been a United player since the age of 7, and he's been in the senior team, since 2016 as Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. But obviously, he is our number. Reports been coming out saying that Barcelona have been reportedly told to sign him, because obviously Barcelona, would see him as a potential replacement for Luis Suarez. But there has been reports saying that Real Madrid have reportedly, been interested in him as well. But he's no intentions of leaving Manchester United. Rashford's very, very happy. He's playing a key role under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Obviously, he's our first choice. Is Marcus Rashford. He is our number one. Is Marcus Rashford. I know he can play out wide, but I think he looks more. I think he looks more effective. When he's playing centrally, and he is only 21 years of age, and I think he'll grow and develop more under the reign of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think he'll flourish, and I think he'll get better and better and better. Will Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. So hopefully somewhere along the line we could come to terms of agreeing him a new long-term deal at Manchester United, as I currently said. But talks have been coming out today that Manchester United have been in more extensive talks of getting him a new long-term contract at the club as well, which will be fantastic news. So this will fend off the interest from Barcelona and Real Madrid, that reportedly, being interested in Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. But I think our attacking line, I don't think we need another attacker. I think we're fine in that attacking line. We don't need another attacker. I do think we need someone on the right. We need a strong central defender, as we all know, and because all our attack is coming from the left-hand side, as we all know. And I think potentially we probably still need a centre defensive midfielder, that's fast and tenacious, as I currently. But yeah, Man United are reportedly in talks of getting Marcus Rashford a new long-term deal at the club. And as I did currently say, but we know mainly under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer that obviously Marcus Rashford and obviously Anthony Martial have obviously, been the first choice. Mainly under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've been the first choice over the likes of Sanchez and Romelu Lukaku. There's been reports today coming out regarding Romelu Lukaku, because obviously I think he has rejuvenated his form, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's come in. Lukaku, he hasn't been first choice, as we all currently know, due to the fantastic fantastic form of Marcus Rashford, as I currently said. But when Romelu Lukaku has played, I think his form's been rejuvenated. We know he hasn't been mainly starting from the start, Romelu Lukaku, because we know he hasn't been first choice under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But his first touch does concern me, does Lukaku's. He's a big game bottler, as everyone was speaking about, when we first signed him. And he is slow, and he doesn't have any pace about his game, Lukaku, but he's still a proven goal scorer in the Premier League, as he has proven, throughout his playing career, Romelu Lukaku. But he is a very, very slow player, as I currently said. But I think his form's been slightly rejuvenated, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming, to be quite honest here. But according to Danny Murphy, he said due to, Rashford's fantastic form under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he thinks maybe Lukaku could leave Manchester United in the summer, reportedly. He could leave Manchester United in the summer, reportedly, because there were reports coming out last year, something like that. I was hearing that, or was it back in January, that reportedly Juventus were reportedly monitoring an interest in Romelu Lukaku. It did say actually Juventus were interested in Lukaku. But Lukaku, as I did say, I know he's slow and he doesn't have pace, and he can't press out the pitch like the likes of Lingard can press out the pitch, and he's got pace. Martial's got pace and he can press out the pitch, as well. And he's very, very effective on the left-hand side, is Martial, and he's very, very influential as well. And, Rashford's got a great pace. He can expose defenders as well. But I just, Lukaku is not capable of doing this. So we know Lukaku hasn't been first choice and that. And, in relation, to Alexis Sanchez, obviously he's our highest paid player on over £500,000 a week, as we all currently know. But obviously we want to see the best of Alexis Sanchez. And, we have got a couple of fringe players in our club, as they have been discussing with you. Sanchez is one of them. Lukaku's one of them. Scott McTominay is one of them. Andres Pereira is one of them. We have got quite a few fringe players in our team, as I currently said. But in relation to Sanchez, there's definitely areas of his game he does need to adapt. Obviously, he isn't first choice. Obviously, he's Alexis Sanchez, but he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time. Since he's come to Manchester United, he's had a couple of injury problems, struggled to score goals, struggled to provide, and he is in the player, that he was at Arsenal, as we all currently know. But he is Premier League proven. I do think Sanchez is aging up now as well, and he has, lost the yard of pace as Alexis Sanchez, as I currently said. But he's been here just over the year, as I currently said. But Sanchez, as I did currently say, hasn't really made an impact, and he hasn't really established himself that well, and he has lacked development as Alexis Sanchez, since he's come to Manchester United. But we know Solskjaer mainly, his first choice has been Martial, Rashford and Lingard over Lukaku and Sanchez, because we know Lukaku and Sanchez, haven't been potentially, first choice. And, I've been very, very impressed, with Jesse Lingard, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. And I can see the vast improvements in the squad, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's coming, because he has brought the confidence back to the team. He's motivated the team. They're playing with passion, heart, and desire. And you can see the determination in the players, that they do want to get, that they do want to win games. They do want to score goals. And you can see that Solskjaer's brought the belief, back to the team. He's brought the fear factor back to the club. And as you've noticed, you can see that defenders are playing from the back. We have got good ball playing midfielders, and I think Herrera, Matic, and Pogba, look very, very effective in our midfield. To be quite honest with you, I think Pogba's definitely, getting a free rolling, role. Is Paul Pogba, and he's getting the freedom, to express himself more. And I think Pogba does stand out, just behind Marcus Rashford. I think, Pogba's very, very good in that number 10, just behind the centre forward. I think he expresses himself well there. And hopefully somewhere along the line we could come to an agreement of getting, Paul Pogba a new contract at the club as well. It did confirm his current agent Mariola was set to have negotiations with the Manchester United board in terms of getting Paul Pogba a new contract to the club. He's still currently got 2 years left on his current deal at the moment with Man United, but he's been scoring and providing. Rashford's been scoring and providing. Martial's been scoring and providing, as I currently said. But Paul Pogba, we're starting. This is the best we've seen of Paul Pogba, since he's come to Manchester United, as we all currently know. There was strong speculation of him, obviously, leaving, especially at the end of Jose Mourinho's managerial tenure. The last stages of Jose Mourinho's managerial tenure, because obviously he had a bad relationship with Mourinho, as I currently said, did Paul Pogba, and obviously Mourinho, had disputes, with a lot of the young players at Manchester United, as I currently said, and obviously the team were playing for him. But since Solskjaer's come in, Paul Pogba's form's been definitely rejuvenated, and I think he's one of the best players in the world when he's playing like this. Pogba, he's a player that can be on 12 to 15 goals a season, when he's playing this way as well. And he's starting to replicate the form, that he did do at Juventus, for like 3 or 4 years, Paul Pogba. But as I did currently say, I've been impressed with the majority of the team since Solskjaer's come in because he has rejuvenated the team. He's brought the confidence back in the team. You can see that as well. The midfield, we're pulling the strings off well in the midfield. And I think, we have got attackers, that do have the ability to attack, score, create, and all that, which is very, very good to see as well. I think defensively we've improved, since Solskjaer's come in. But you can see the vast improvement since he's come in because Solskjaer has got us playing in the right vein, the right manner, the structure of the team's right, the cohesion of the team's right, and he doesn't rest on his laurels, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He does show that inspiration. I think he knows how to change a game. He knows his best 11 as well, does Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said, and it's been a great start for Solskjaer. 10 games unbeaten. We've won 9 out of 10 in the current process, which is good to see. 9 out of 10, 25 goals scored, only 7 conceded, won 5 on the road, since Solskjaer's coming as well. And I think, Solskjaer is the right man for Manchester United. As I currently said, I think he's the right man for Manchester United because he knows everything about the club, he knows the culture of the club, he knows the trappings of the club because he was a great player for 11 years, was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He won trophies and all that, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He won silverware and that as a player. He won silverware, as a player for 11 years, and he won silverware as a manager when he was managing the Manchester United reserve team. And he's watched some of these players, grow and develop, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. And, I think he's the right man for Manchester United. I hope he does get the job on a full-time basis because he has been discussing about getting the job on a full-time basis, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I said. But I think, it was a shame we didn't get any players in the January window, as I currently said. But obviously we're making plans, to spend in the summer, as I currently said. So hopefully Solskjaer is still our manager at the end of the season. I hope that Solskjaer does get the job on a full-time basis, as I currently said. And it would be really, really good, to be quite honest with you, because he's brought positivity back to the club. He's brought positivity back to the club as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. So I do hope that he does get the job on a full-time basis. And as I said, the glory days are returning to Manchester United. And I think this team can become a replica of what the team achieved and did under Alex Ferguson for 27 years, as I currently said. But obviously our objective this season is to get in that top 4. We're definitely in for the top 4, as I currently said, to get Champions League for next season. And hopefully we can succeed in the FA Cup because I think we've got a great chance winning the FA Cup. Especially if we do get past Chelsea, and that would be great for us. As I currently said, if we could win the FA Cup and get in the top 4 this season, obviously they are our objectives now, as I currently said. But you can see the difference in the team, and I think as Solskjaer was discussing about rotating the squad, giving everybody the chance, including the young players, as I currently said, and this is what Solskjaer made clear, and he's got the team expressing themselves and getting them playing the brand of football what Solskjaer's demanded the type of football for them to play, and these players, have exactly done that, as I currently said. And I can see the vast improvements in the team. There's still room for improvement, as I currently said. But I've been impressed with Nemanja Matic since Solskjaer's coming. I think his distribution's improved. I think he's looking more effective in his passing. I think he's getting more involved. Matic, Herrera, I've been very, very impressed with him. I think Herrera's been very, very good. Since we got him in 2014. Under Herrera, I think he's a very, very good player under Herrera. But I think especially since Solskjaer's coming, he's playing more regularly from the start, and he's playing a big part in the team. And hopefully somewhere along the line, we can come to terms of getting him a new contract as well under Herrera. This season, I've been impressed with Victor Lindelof. I think he's played very, very well as well. Victor Lindelof, I think there's been a lot. There's been so much improvement in his game this season. I think he's galloping forward more. As I said, he's looking more aggressive in his play. His passing's improved as well. So yeah, I'm very, very impressed with Victor Lindelof this season. Eric Bailly and Lindelof are the centre-back partnerships I would go with regularly, Bailly and Lindelof, because I think Bailly has got great potential. I know he's been in and out of the team this season, but to be quite fair, I've been very, very impressed there with Eric Bailly, as I currently said. I still think he's a very, very good defender, and I think him and Lindelof complement each other in our central defensive line very, very well, because Lindelof and Bailly are on a different level to Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, as I currently said. And I think Phil Jones and Chris Smalling, could leave in the summer, as I currently said. But I think quite a few players could leave in the summer. But the best 11, in my opinion, is in the Manchester United team now, is the one that he went with against Leicester, obviously apart from Sanchez. But if he'd have included Martial from the start in that 11 he went with, that is potentially, our strongest 11. So our strongest 11 is David De Gea in there, Young at right back. I'd probably say maybe bring Diego a lot more into contention, at right back position, to be quite honest with you. But obviously Ashley Young is mainly our first choice right back. But yeah, Ashley Young at right back, Lindelof, Bayers, centre-back partnership, Luke Shaw, Herrera, Matic, Martial on the left, Pogba in the middle, Lingard on the right, and Rashford up front. And that, potentially for me, is our strongest 11, as I currently said. But he is going to be, he does rotate the squad, there's only going to Solskjaer. He's not going to go with the same lineup, every game, or just make the odd couple of changes. He does rotate the squad, there's only going to Solskjaer, as he did confirm he came into the club, as I currently said, but he was discussing, about rotating the squad. But yeah, for me, that is our best 11, as I currently said. But we know in the media there's still talks of Pochettino, coming in at the end of the season on a full-time basis. We're obviously still looking to hire a director of footballing, before we do commit to any future signings, of course. We do expect players to leave in this summer, as I currently said. But as I said, we know there's been talks about Mauricio Pochettino coming in at Manchester United. He's a very, very good manager. I can't slate of what he's done at Tottenham. He's done a very, very good job with Tottenham. He's got a good record with Tottenham. He had a good record when he was at Southampton, and he has been managing since 2009. This is what his fifth season now with Tottenham, is it? As manager, he's only spent £50 million since 2014 as Pochettino. But when it comes in terms of silverware, Mauricio Pochettino has not won out as a manager, and that would be the thing that would concern me about, getting Pochettino, to Manchester United, as I currently said, at the end of the season. And obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a much cheaper alternative. He's brought something magical to the club as Solskjaer, and he's a much cheaper alternative than Mauricio Pochettino, because obviously it makes sense if we kept Solskjaer if we kept Solskjaer to the job on a full-time basis, save that money that it would cost us, to recommend Pochettino at the end of the season, which is around 35-40 million at least, when we could keep Solskjaer, save that money, and get a signing there with that money in the summer. But as I did say, Pochettino did sign a 5-year deal last summer, as I currently said, but he's just no intentions of leaving Tottenham. I think he's fully committed to Tottenham. I think he's very, very happy with Tottenham, and he's Mauricio Pochettino, to be quite honest. I think he's happy at Tottenham, he's Pochettino, and he's no intentions of leaving Tottenham. He may feel as though somewhere along the line in his future, with Tottenham, he can gain some silverware with Tottenham, and this is what, Mauricio Pochettino may feel. And obviously, as I did currently say, Daniel Levy will not let him leave anywhere, because he's standing firm. And he did say, even if Man United are willing to offer in the excess of £40-50 million, Mauricio Pochettino will not leave Tottenham. Obviously, they're still looking, they're still waiting for their new stadium as well, at Tottenham, as I said. But Mauricio Pochettino, in my opinion, has no intentions of leaving Tottenham Hotspur, to come to Manchester United. And he's good at growing and developing young players, and he has done very, very well with Tottenham, to be quite honest with you. But as I did say, he has got a good philosophy and he knows about the Premier League, but as I did say, I'd rather us keep Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on a full-time basis, to be quite honest with you. But there's been reports coming out saying that Chelsea have been interested in hiring Pochettino, Real Madrid have been interested in hiring Pochettino, because in relation to Chelsea, obviously, Sarri is under immense pressure, at Stamford Bridge at the moment, obviously, because he's still looking to win his first major honour as manager, Sarri, because throughout, however long he's been managing, he hasn't won any silverware yet, as Sarri. It's only his first season with Chelsea. He joined Chelsea last summer, didn't he? He joined Chelsea last summer, did Sarri. I think he's got a 3-year deal with Chelsea as Sarri. But as I did currently say, reportedly Chelsea have been interested in hiring Mauricio Pochettino in. They've looked at him as reportedly a suitable candidate if Sarri does get sacked at the end of the season. And reports have been coming out of the media actually suggesting now if Chelsea do fail, if Chelsea don't get the top 4 this season, and of course if they don't get Champions League for next season, because currently they're in Europa League at the moment, that Sarri could be sacked at the end of the season. But as we all know, Chelsea are known for sacking managers, because they have sacked numerous managers, in a short period of time. As we all currently know, they sacked Mourinho. Who else did they sack? They sacked Scolari, they sacked Villas-Boas, they sacked Avram Grant, they sacked Conte, who won the Premier League and FA Cup in his first season with Chelsea. But there has been reports coming out saying that they could, they have showed an interest in Pochettino. And Roman Abramovich, who is the Chelsea owner, who of course is a billionaire, has confirmed that if Chelsea don't get top 4 and they don't get Champions League for next season, Sarri could possibly be sacked from Stamford Bridge. And I have been hearing reports about that as well, coming out from the media. But in relation, yeah, so Man United are reportedly, in talks of getting Marcus Rashford a new long-term contract at the club. So hopefully that will succeed. But as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, did confirm, he did actually confirm, did Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that contract negotiations were progressing with the likes of De Gea and all that. Obviously, Martial's obviously signed a new 5-year deal, with an option to extend by a further year. But as I did say, we are in talks, of getting David De Gea, a new contract at the club as well. We've been in talks of getting him a new long-term contract, and I think he has committed his long-term future, with Manchester United, as David De Gea, as I currently said, I think he's committing his long-term future in Manchester United. I think he's looking in the region of that he wants around £300,000 a week, David De Gea, if he's to sign this new long-term deal. Obviously, we activated 12 months on his current contract last year, as I currently said. So he's under contract here until, 2020 or something like that. Is David De Gea. We know Real Madrid were on the brink of getting him in 2015. We know Juventus and Paris Saint-Germain had also been interested in David De Gea as well. But his progression's been fantastic over the years. He has been here, since 2011, of course, as David De Gea. And, he's been here a good 7-8 years now, won everything here in English football, made over 300 odd appearances, won the Club's Player of the Year for 5 seasons, won the Spark Muslim Player of the Year, quite a few times. So he has won quite a lot of individual awards, as David De Gea, as I currently said. But we have been in talks of getting him a new contract to the club. Also, to Ashley Young, we've been an option of, as I do keep mentioning about Ashley Young, we've been in talks of getting him a new 1-year extension at the club as well. He could leave in the summer as well, could Ashley Young, to quite honest year, because he's past it now as Ashley Young, and obviously he's been here a number of years. He's an experienced right back. He's been, the Premier League a lot of years. He's been at Manchester United a good 7-8 years now, so he has been a good servant over the years. He's grown and developed, but when he was mainly, when he was a lot younger in his prime, Ashley Young, as we all know, he was mainly right winger, but obviously, we mainly operate him as a right back, Ashley Young. We know he's played on the left hand side, on the odd occasion he has played as a left back, as Ashley Young, as I currently said. But we have been in talks of getting him a new 1-year extension at Manchester United. But obviously, we know he's our first choice right back. Valencia, I think we do have the option, to extend these contract by a further year, but I don't think Manchester United are going to do this, because there were strong speculation of Antonio Valencia, leaving, in the January transfer window. It did say Fulham and Newcastle were reportedly, interested in Antonio Valencia, reportedly. And he's been at Manchester United, since 2009, as Antonio Valencia. He's been here since 2009. He's made over 300 odd appearances. He's won everything in English football, of course, just like basically, Ashley Young has as well. But Antonio Valencia, has hardly played in the team this season. As I currently said. So I do actually, see Valencia, probably, leaving in the summer, to be quite honest with you. Jones Smalling, I think, could go in the summer. Marcus Rojo could go in the summer as well, because he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, since he's come to Manchester United as Marcus Rojo struggled with his fitness regime, struggled to get a run of games under his belt, considering he's had a lot of injury problems as Marcus Rojo, since he's come to Manchester United. He's a good backup option, in our defensive line, but as I did currently say, in relation to Marcus Rojo, he could leave in the summer, as I currently said, because we do need a strong central defender. In relation to Matteo Darmian, he's another player. He's enjoyed a very, very difficult time, since he's been here. Obviously, Matteo Darmian, he's struggling to get game time under his belt, and he's enjoyed a very, very difficult time at Manchester United, since he came in 2015. We paid just over £12 million for him from Torino, as we all currently know, Matteo Darmian. We have extended his contract, I think, by a further year, Matteo Darmian's, so we can cash in for the player in the summer. He did say Juventus and Inter Milan were interested in him. Obviously, he's had a lot of experience of playing in Italy, when he was a lot younger in his prime. Obviously, as I did currently say, he spent most of career in Italy when he was a lot younger in his prime. So there was strong speculation of him leaving in January, as I currently said. But as I did say, he could actually, leave in the summer. Could Matteo Darmian as well. Andres Pereira, as I did currently say, we've been in talks of getting him a new contract, but he hasn't signed a new contract at the moment. Andres Pereira, he's a fringe player in my opinion. Obviously, he's been in talks of getting Juan Mata a new deal as well. Reports came out, was it last week, that Man United have reportedly offered him a new 1-year contract extension on his current contract, Juan Mata's. Because obviously, considering that he is age 30, Juan Mata, as we all clearly know, we're not willing to offer him a new long-term contract. I think he does miss Spain, because he actually began his career in Spain, did Juan Mata, as we all know. He recently thanks to Real Madrid. He had 4 years at NC as well. He actually played under Unai Emery, when he was a lot younger in his prime. But he's been in the Premier League a number number of years now. Juan Mata, he's been here, what, 4.5 years, as Juan Mata, as we all currently know. He's been here 4.5 years, made over 200 odd appearances, and he's won everything in English football. Obviously, this was including the 3 years he had with Chelsea, and the only thing he hasn't won is the Premier League, as I do keep saying, Juan Mata. But we know he hasn't been first choice under Solskjaer on that right-hand side. We know Lingard has obviously, been the first choice, as I currently said. But we have been to getting Juan Mata a new 1-year extension at the current club as well. But we do need to address this, as I currently said. But reportedly, we're going to get around £200 million to spend in the summer. We can afford to get maybe some expensive players in the summer, considering that we didn't invest in the January transfer window, as I currently said. And we have looked at quite a few players, as I currently I've already mentioned to you guys. As I said, we've looked at Napoli's we've looked at Koulibaly, as we all currently know. We have looked at him as well, Koulibaly. A very, very good player, be a great leader in our back line, got a contract with Napoli till 2023, been at Napoli a number of years now, as Koulibaly, as we all currently know. And he's our major number one priority target, to go forward in the summer, because a deal never materialised throughout the January window, because I think Napoli were standing firm and they were being ruthless, and the Napoli president confirmed that they weren't willing to do any business in the January transfer window. In the process, we had 3 bids turned down. The recent one obviously was 95 million, and we know he'll cost us a lot of money, to pursue Koulibaly away from Napoli in the summer, but we have got that financial power, to meet his valuation. As I currently said, I think he's rated at around 90, 100 million pounds. He's been at Napoli a number of years now. He's grown and developed. He's 27. I think he's 6'5", but as I did currently say, he feels unhappy, with Napoli due to the racial abuse, he suffered back in December as well. But he's versatile, good in the air, has the ability to play out from the back as well. His passing's really, really good. He's got a lot of aggressiveness about his play, and his progression's just been absolutely fantastic indeed. But he'd look good if you put him alongside Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof, with Koulibaly, as the company said. As he currently said, he'd look good alongside Lindelof and Eric Bailly. We've also, been linked to Milan Skriniar. We know that Milan Skriniar has also been mentioned in the media as well. Milan Skriniar, 23, 4 years younger than Koulibaly. I think he's still got 3 years left on his current deal. I think somewhere along the line, Inter Milan are in the process of trying to get him his contract renewed as well, Milan Skriniar's. But I do like him, and I think his performances for Inter Milan have reportedly actually been impressive, since he's been at Inter Milan. These players rated at around 75 million pounds reportedly, Milan Skriniar, as I currently said. So reportedly he's one of our major targets, to go for in the summer as well, Milan Skriniar. But yeah, there's been a few players, that we could, go for in the summer. We know that Jadon Sancho had also been mentioned as well. Winger, only 18 years of age, Borussia Dortmund winner, as we all currently know, got a lot of good physical attributes, and reportedly since he's broken into the Borussia Dortmund first team, reportedly his performances have been very, very good indeed. Obviously, he's had experience of playing in English football, as we all know, because he spent a couple of years with Manchester City. Never played in the first team with Manchester City, as I currently said. Manchester City do have a buyback option on the current player. He actually began his youth career with Watford, because he was there numerous of years. He joined them at the age of just 7. He joined Manchester City at the age of 14. Did the playing? He did spend a couple of years with Manchester City, but he never broke into the first team. And he went to the Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund just paid £7-8 million for him. He was in the Borussia Dortmund reserve team. Then he broke into the first team. Did this, Jadon Sancho. But as I did say, 18 years of age, and I think he's a player that could grow and develop very, very well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as I currently said. Because I think if we do run to get any young players in the summer, and we've still got Solskjaer as our manager, and he does get the job on a full-time basis, I think young players can grow and develop, under Solskjaer. And do you think he complement our team, this Jadon Sancho? He has got a contract with his current contract. He's got a contract with Borussia Dortmund until 2022, as well as a player. He's won Bundesliga Player of the Month. And as I did say in relation, to Jadon Sancho, but reportedly he's rated at around £90 million. So we know financially it would cost us a lot of money, to get him to Old Trafford in the summer. But we can afford this. As I currently said, it is a lot of money, for the young player. But we've seen Borussia Dortmund, we know Borussia Dortmund have done business. They sold Pulisic £58 million to Chelsea. He's only 20 years of age, but obviously that's Borussia Dortmund, but he's not going to be officially playing for Chelsea until next season. And obviously the sold Ousmane Dembele for around, was it, £106 million to Barcelona. And how old's Ousmane Dembele? He's very, very young in his prime as well. He's Ousmane Dembele. He's 21 years of age, if I'm right. Ousmane Dembele, I think he's 21. But as I did say, Jadon Sancho's only 18 years of age. Only made his England senior debut last year as well. So reportedly we have showed an interest in him as well, Jadon Sancho, as I said. But yeah, we've looked at a few, targets. We need to get some new additions, to come into the club in the summer if we are going to be potentially, future title contenders. Because I still think we need at least a couple of signs if we are going to be potentially, title contenders, as I said. But I think up front we look very, very good with Rashford playing in that number 9. I think he looks very, very effective. And I think everything about Marcus Rashford's improved. I think, he's moulding more under Solskjaer. He's playing more in the team. He's scoring more goals. His finishing's really, really improved as well. And I think he has got that end product now as Marcus Rashford. Only 21 years of age, as I currently said, so he's got years and years ahead of him as Marcus Rashford, without a doubt. But he's not going to be leaving Manchester United, as we all know. But we are in discussions of getting him a new long-term contract at the club as well. This will be worth in the excess of around £150,000 a week he will be receiving. So if he is to commit to this new long-term deal, we are willing to double Marcus Rashford's wages, as I currently said. As I said again, anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. Next game for Manchester United is Fulham away on Saturday. The preview will be coming up for that later on in the week. As I currently said. So anyway, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribing, always.